What kind of bottled water do you drink, Cornell?
Whatever is the cheapest.
What do you?
That's wrong. That's worse than saying my favorite is that's
Wait a minute. Wait. Pause. Are you telling me there are actual preferences for bottled water?
Absolutely.
There's no way you can't. There's no way
That's
you
not
can't
like
believe
that's
it.
not like a
There's no
meme
way
or like
you
a.
don't think that's a thing. What?
All right, so hello and welcome to the Something Dumb podcast. I'm your host Cornell, and right now we're having a very heated fucking conversation about bottled water.
They are, not me. I'm chilling.
Apparently,
That's
Cornell cannot. That's it. That's the podcast.
No, that's the intro. Go,
That's the
fuck it.
intro. Apparently, Cornell cannot discern the taste or has no preference, doesn't care to differentiate the taste between different brands of bottled water.
And my argument is that the differences is so minimal that why would anyone care? Because I don't.
This is objectively false.
How is it objectively false?
This is empirically
Are you
true.
telling me a good majority of society has opinions like
Why
this?
do you think different brands of bottled water are priced different?
Because capitalism. What do you mean?
No, because they have different tastes.
No, they do. It's capitalism. What do you mean? We live in a society with private companies. That's the only reason.
It's capitalism and use that as an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. It's the truth. Look, the only reason why is because.
Hear me out. If they all tasted the same and everyone got that, don't you think we would have started off with the cheaper one and instead of being indoctrinated to my family's been drinking Arrowhead for years.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Pause.
If you're right, then why doesn't everybody just drink the cheapest one?
Pause. This implies that you would actually pay more for a brand when there's a cheaper brand available. Is that true?
Yeah, because you like
because
one tasting better.
Quality.
Yeah.
It's fucking water, dude.
Different quality.
I'm not gonna go to some.
Tell that to Flint, Michigan, dude. It's water.
Shut up! No.
A little different.
That's
Okay.
That's extremely different. Don't fucking bring that up. Oh my god. But yeah, welcome to the Something Dumb podcast. I'm your host Cornell, and with me are the regular lads, which is Alito, Chris, and Kim. Everyone say hi.
Hello.
Excuse the mood because we are coming off hot based on
we're still gonna be hot into this podcast. I don't know what you guys
we got some good movies.
Oh yeah. You know what? Go ahead.
I never thought our pre-podcast conversations would actually run off into the podcast, but this was way too funny.
Why not, bro?
Oh man. But ending the conversation like this, it doesn't matter. Water doesn't have taste.
That's wrong. That's
You can't do that. You cannot. You can't just be like, anyways, moving on. By the way, I'm right. Come on now.
You can try.
Look.
You can try. I'm not gonna let you get away with it.
Look,
But
I understand that I have weird taste. Calling me objectively wrong, though, is a little bit far. There's no fucking way that's the objective opinion.
The thing is, yours is a specific taste, and that's fine. However, a majority of people obviously don't have the same opinion.
But to make it,
it's one thing to have a specific taste. It's another thing to be like
wrong.
wrong.
I knew you were gonna say it, fucker. Oh my god. There's no way, dude. There's no. I
Literally ask other people.
I think for a good month.
You know what? Comment down below if you think.
Yeah, no, seriously.
What's your favorite water? And if you have a favorite, that immediately proves Cornell wrong.
Okay, hey, to anyone that's watching, if you find this show and this episode and you want to entertain the idea, comment below. Tell me if I'm right or they're wrong.
Water episode.
This is no longer the Ghibli episode. It's
oh yeah,
the bottled water episode.
I can live with that.
Oh my god, what a way to start a special. But anyway, as the lad said, this is the episode for Studio Ghibli, where we're going to talk about, some of our favorite Ghibli films, and of course, we're going to talk about 2 movies that we watched this week, which is Princess Mononoke and our neighbor Totoro, or my neighbor Totoro.
It's my neighbor Totoro.
It's my neighbor Totoro. Okay, it might be.
I mean, it could be our neighbor too.
I wish, dude.
Everyone's neighbor.
We live in Los Angeles, Kim.
So
you're right.
We got wilderness, kind of.
Not in Los Angeles, in California.
Kind of. We got
not in Los Angeles.
We got trails. We got greeneries.
Not in Los Angeles.
Trails are not.
Oh,
nature,
whatever.
Trails are not the forest.
All right, now, but before we go on and talk about Ghibli, let's first talk about, our standard conversation, which is your favorite piece of media that you watched in the past week, because, as I said before, I'm curious of what you guys are currently consuming. So let's start with Kim, since you haven't been in an episode in a while. So, Kim, favorite piece of media that you've seen in the past week?
The past week, I watched a documentary. Does that count? Right?
I think a documentary is media.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know what, but I watched the Cecil Hotel documentary. I don't know if you guys heard about that one.
I haven't heard
About like basically what happened in that hotel in downtown Los Angeles, and about like that missing girl that they found in a water tank on top of hotels or whatever.
Oh, I know the story, but I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's pretty crazy.
When did this happen?
I want to say like 2014, 2016. One of those dates.
Wow.
I don't remember. I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know what the term they used in that documentary. It's like just a bunch of like coincidence. So how I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Actually, I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah, just talk about it.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Basically, it just reviews how this girl went missing, and then like how they find her, and there are just like so many different coincidence that it just doesn't make any sense to think that it was just an accident, kind of, or like a suicide. One of like the assumptions, or like one of the weird things that happened to it was like the way they assumed how she died. Obviously nobody found, or nobody knew how she died exactly, but it kind of mirrors this like film or movie. I forgot what it was called. Basically in that movie, this mom loses her child, and this girl walks into the water tank and drowns. That's how that movie
was it based? Was the movie based on that event, or?
I don't know. That's why it's like so weird, and like the coincidences in this movie is just like kind of out there, because also aside from that mirroring a film, her name was I forgot what her name was, but if you look up like some type of biomedical, I know I'm really bad with names. I watched. Okay, I can remember the main parts, just not the details. Okay, like names. But her name backwards was the same name as like this one biomedical or some medical institution that is associated with like was it tuberculosis? I don't know. It was just like some crazy ass shit. But yeah, that one was.
Is this documentary just like a wall with a bunch of pictures and like strings that's trying to connect?
There was just like so many connections to weird different things that it just, I don't know. I liked it though.
Her name was Red Rum, and it was.
yeah. But that would probably be the most recent media that I've watched this week.
For sure. That sounds interesting. I feel like I'd watch that if I was just.
I don't know. You don't really like documentaries.
Who says?
You said.
Wait, when did I say that?
Cornell says that Cornell doesn't like documentaries.
What the fuck? What? How come my opinion's being told for me now? What the fuck? What is happening?
Being reminded. That's all.
I didn't say I didn't like documentaries. I love Chef's Table, and the songwriter.
Is that
and
a documentary?
yeah. What? What's with the face?
No, I don't know.
I haven't even heard of those. So it's like
No,
I
Chef,
haven't seen it. I
yeah,
haven't
no.
seen it. I just thought...
Chef's Table is basically a Netflix docu-series about they feature a chef per each episode and kind of go through their life and their careers and stuff like that. And some of them were like 3 Michelin star chefs and shit like that. So that's a documentary, and I enjoyed it. Fuck
And
you,
the other
whoever
food
said I
like-
didn't like documentaries. It was one
I
of you.
swear you said it before.
like 2 people, but you know.
Where's the proof?
I'm going off the fact that you are not scheduled for the documentary that we're going to watch.
That's what I was about to say. Like
Oh.
I think you avoided it.
No,
I
no,
don't know.
Like, no, I'm good. I don't like documentaries.
Yeah.
no. I think what I said was I'm not a fan of that one, so I don't feel like watching it. That doesn't mean I dismiss all documentaries.
That's fair.
Fuck all.
That's fair.
Chris, what about you? Favorite piece of media you've seen the past week?
The 2 that stand out to me are Infinity Train that Alina was showing us.
Oh yeah.
That shit was I saw the pilot when it first aired like years ago, but oh my god, like, it's really good so far from what I've seen. And like I know you clicked through the other seasons, and so I was like, oh, I kind of think I know what's gonna generally go on. But that, and then also, you know, you've heard this like 3 times this week, but I love Nightcrawler. I saw that with my mom.
Oh yeah.
And I fucking love that movie. I'm gonna keep preaching until other people see it.
You did mention that while we were playing Valorant, I believe. Yeah.
I think Nick and Aldo have seen those too, so
Ah,
it's a shame they're
Is that
Yeah,
on the list for us to review?
It's not.
No, it's
It's
not.
I'm surprised it's not, because I've heard good things.
I
I don't
mean,
think I've seen
you
it.
could just watch it and then have Chris on again and then
That's
talk
true.
about it
Talk
in
about it,
the first section.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. All right, for
Yeah,
sure.
but that movie's really good. Like Jake Gyllenhaal does such a good job. I was very surprised he was not nominated for an Oscar that year. But like that year was pretty good. Like it had Leonardo DiCaprio for Wolf of Wall Street. So like, and I don't know the other ones, but like I get it. But it was bullshit.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Jake Gyllenhaal in like a creepy role. I don't remember any roles that he's done where he's like that, like out of touch. No, not out of touch. An odd character.
He was kind of like obsessed in the same like way, but just like it went more like, because you know it's a superhero movie, like it went not like super creepy. Like it went more like
It's like family friendly creepy,
yeah.
kind of.
I mean, you know, if you've seen the movie, you know what happens, but like
Yeah. Well, whatever. But anyway, Alina, what about you? Favorite piece of media you've seen?
The first thing that I want to talk about
Oh, no.
is that
Oh,
I
no.
got a what?
You came on hot,
What?
and I'm like, oh no, what's gonna happen?
What? No. Okay, so I have this like subscription thing that I signed up for at the beginning of the year from it was started by by Hank Green, and
Oh.
it's called the Awesome Socks Club.
Oh,
Oh, we're getting sponsored?
And
no.
no, it's just something that
what's
I
your
Oh,
cut,
oh,
buddy? What's your cut?
and so no,
What's
no,
the
no, no, no.
percentage?
It's
What the
really cool.
fuck?
No,
You didn't
look,
consult this to everybody?
Look, I'm not getting anything for it. I just like yeah, I got socks out of it and I paid money for it. But I just like socks.
Okay.
I just
That's fair.
appreciate socks.
Okay.
And so I got 2 of those came in because it's March already. So 2 of them came in at once.
So it's like a monthly sock.
They send you a
subscription?
sock, yeah. The Awesome Socks Club.
How
I
much
feel
is
like
it?
An appreciation for him grows
$10.
like as you
Huh?
get older.
Yeah. And it's because like socks are like a thing
Maybe
that
not for
like
Cornell, but
you wear out,
Yeah.
right? Huh?
I said maybe not for Cornell.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just starting to have appreciation for socks, and I'm like, I've asked for socks for Christmas gifts like 3 Christmases ago, like ever since then, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, y'all just getting that now?
No, I'm just like it would like as a kid you hate that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You get into like, oh, this one has a cool design.
This one's got pizza
And
on
it's so
it.
weird because
Yeah, right.
it's so weird because like you wear down socks, right? So like you always need like a new like as opposed to like a t-shirt or something. If you don't wear it. You don't wear it every day, right?
Yeah.
You don't wear out a t-shirt or like pants the same way you wear out socks.
Yeah.
You know? And the other thing is like you're looking at like designs and stuff, but like they're on your feet. And like your feet are in shoes and sometimes you're wearing pants. So most of the time the socks
You're
are like
not gonna see them that much.
yeah, nobody else is seeing it. So like most of the time it's like just for you and like your own enjoyment.
You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing the start of another boomer within the group.
Whatever, man.
Yes! Yes!
I mean, my sister likes sock like
you share about
than me. Like,
do you share these sentiments, Cornell?
I do.
Everything that I'm saying. Okay.
I do. Like, at some point in my life after I turned 23, I believe. So yeah, no, like when I 10 years ago, fuck you, I'm 25.
Cornell, what the hell did you mean earlier of like, oh, you guys are barely getting into it now? I'm not even 23, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, huh? Oh yeah. Oh my god, what the fuck? Am I really the oldest?
23 in literally 9 days.
Yeah, I know your birthday's coming up. That's why I was like, fuck. All right,
Happy
now I know
birthday.
what to get you. No, but yeah, I very much enjoy like these little moments where like.
Wait, Lino, you're barely turning 23. So sorry to cut you off.
No,
Oh
it's fine.
shit. Okay, continue.
I'm in April 23.
Is everyone like 3 years younger than I am?
No.
Oh wait, no, you're as
turning
old as me.
25. Yeah, I'm turning 25 this year. But
Say
are you
it's
turning
like
Right
26?
that you brought.
Say proud. Say it proud.
Ivan, yeah.
25.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm turning 26 this year. So. Ugh.
Nice.
Ugh. Good lord.
This guy's turning 46.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Look like the vibe I give off. I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, it's weird things that you start caring about when you get older, which is like stuff that you used to hate when you're growing up. Like I remember, what was it? I think it was like, what was it? That I think it's just like little like home improvement things that you didn't used to care about. You know, like having proper pillows or like a chair that you'll
Sheets on your bed?
Does
Yeah.
a knife count?
Yeah.
No.
Well, wait. What kind of knife?
Like cooking knives?
A kitchen knife.
Oh yeah, kitchen
I would
knife.
count that, yeah.
Oh,
Like I got really hyped to buy my like kitchen knife when I got it. It was a couple years ago now, but
dude,
it's like
Kitchen knives are cool though.
like $110 or something.
dude. Now that you mention, now I didn't think I would have this at some point in my life till like 2 years ago. I have a favorite frying pan.
Mhm.
Like that's so weird. I never thought I would be at a point in my life where it's like, you
But
are
not
my
a favorite water.
Shut up. No, we're not. No.
We got him.
Look, water is not a tool. Okay, that's my reasoning for this. Like it's like the tools you do on your daily basis in home that you want to improve. Once you start caring about that, you start feeling old, and that happened to me about 3 years ago. So it's fucking
Dang.
weird, dude. Oh man.
I think you're fine. I mean, because I think that once you end up doing like specific things, especially like when you get older, like you find the routine of those things. You want to make it better since you're going to be doing them more often.
Yeah.
Like, so I think you're good, bro.
Thank you. That makes
Anyways,
yeah, media, dude. Media.
Yeah, the actual piece of media that I watched was Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh,
I did say it was
I
one of
watched
my
that.
most anticipated movies of the year, and I think it's coming off in a couple days too because that's how HBO's doing. But it was fantastic. I loved it.
Oh shit.
I loved it a lot. Performances were great. There was a little bit of controversy because it plays like it's the story is about like a rising socialist leader in America, right? Black socialist leader, and it was played by Daniel Kaluuya, who's like British. Some people were like, maybe they could have gotten like an American to do that, but then. But like if you watch the movie and then you also watch like clips of Fred Hampton, like he like completely disappears into the role. He does a fantastic job portraying him. It's amazing.
Wait, does the accent
good.
come out?
Can they?
Not the,
Wait,
no, he
yeah.
does like a proper like Chicagoan.
So
Can
why-
they really say get an American in this film when they
they don't
are
portray
always
it?
in
Like,
no,
yeah,
but
yeah.
in
But like I
foreign
guess
movies, they're always like are invading in foreign movies, and I'm just like,
is,
oh, you
is,
could
is,
probably
this,
Oh,
is,
like
is this just
American,
Twitter
you
being
mean?
stupid
yeah.
again?
yeah, it kind of.
Yeah.
Because like on the flip side, there's also Lakeith Stanfield, who's kind of the main character in it.
Mm,
Like, and he's American.
okay. Yeah, that's.
But
I,
that
yeah,
was-
I
it
don't. I
wasn't
don't
really-
know. I don't know why you would have such a problem of like a British person playing an American, because, I mean, if the character calls for Caucasian, they don't have to be American, even though they're playing an American person. But but at least if they look the part and they sound the part and they
Yeah.
act the part, who fucking cares?
Like it's
Just-
almost like it's acting, and
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So who the fuck cares who like
Yeah.
the actor's from? It's so dumb. I fucking hate takes like that, dude. But
I feel like it gets a little bit more nuanced, like the further you go into that kind of stuff, though, where it's like, it comes into
It's like
representation.
ScarJo though. There's a line. There's definitely a line. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
but if it's, I mean, if you're
they could have
nitpicking,
passed somebody else for major.
but
Kusanagi,
I feel like most takes
Yeah,
that I've
maybe.
seen online, dude, it's just like nitpicking. I'm like, shut up! It doesn't even hurt the story. Who the fuck cares? Like, I think the worst example of that right now, since fucking AOT is getting like so much hype, when fucking they use CGI for the Titans, and I'm like, who cares? You can barely tell. Who cares? It looks
Oh,
good. Why the
I think
fuck?
that. Well, I think that's a little bit different, just because. Well, it's also being bitchy, but like, it's people just like having their expectations like so high that it's like, oh, that didn't look the way I thought it would.
Okay,
Disgusting.
so why would you like at least say that? Oh, that was not my expectation. Don't say, oh, it's shit. Like, what the fuck? No.
I mean, but like people don't really have to, or don't not have to, but people don't really go into like the nuance of how they're feeling and stuff. They're just like, oh, and then they denounce it or something. Like,
That's true.
and I know for me, an easy way I kind of hand wave things is calling things dumb. Like, I know it's not dumb, and that's not the right word, and like the proper way I want to explain it. But I'm like,
Right.
oh, that's like Cornell thinking water's all the same.
Why are we always circling
dude.
back to this?
I hate it. I hate it. No, but
Like
like,
being dumb.
yeah, it's big. No, I mean, it's a good like description of it, because at least you're saying like, at least your wording like your wording gives your opinion about it. That doesn't give
Yeah,
like,
but like it doesn't give a full like picture of what what that means.
like the way I do is just like, look, I think it's shit. Oh,
Yeah,
like the
it doesn't
keyword
mean, like,
the keyword there is I think it's shit. I don't
Keyword?
I don't have to be right, but I just think it's shit, you know? Like
Yeah.
with other people, it's just like, oh, fucking cringe, drop that shit. I'm like, shut up. Like, especially when fucking, what was that thing that happened where like some of the fans started attacking the creators? Like, don't do that.
I know
Why?
that's going into a different topic, but I cannot fathom why people go and attack like the creators for them not liking those certain, like there are stuff that I don't enjoy, sure, or like the story gets like turned to a different direction, but if they're not intentionally trying to like make the fans angry, or like and like even the actors or the producers or like all the other people that make a part in it, I find no reason to like give them hate.
Yeah.
I understand a little bit more when it's like Game of Thrones and it's D&D. They purposefully
Yeah.
try to make it bad. I understand a little bit of hate. Death threats still are dumb and should not happen anywhere, but like I get that a little bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that we have to say that. It's like, don't
Don't do death threats.
don't do death threats. Are you fucking like, why? What is wrong
They're
with you?
illegal.
It's so
Just a little bit.
it's almost like we can trace it who did it. Oh my god, and we can.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But anyway, favorite piece of media I've seen in the past week. I don't know. I was watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail again. I think earlier today. It's pretty good. I mean, I'd recommend that. But I think my favorite out of the past week that I've been watching is probably Babylonia. So,
Oh, FGO, baby.
Fate Grand Order, Demonic Front, Babylonia. So that's the last arc for the mobile game. Because the mobile game does have yeah. It's
Last arc.
it's Fate. We've all like to give a rundown on Fate is basically you need a pie chart or not you need a pie chart. You need a chart for your charts of the linear story of Fate. So that's just how complicated it is. But
I would consider that like one of the 3 or so like anime where I'm like, it diverges so much that it's like you can just pick one and you'll kind of understand some things.
Yeah, I get that because I think I watched Apocrypha and I was able to enjoy this. I didn't have to watch the Fate route, the UBW route, or the Heaven's Feel route. Heaven's Feel kind
they
of
help, but like
I think
you don't need them.
Well, I mean, let's face it. The only reason why I'm watching Babylonia is for Ishtar and Ereshkigal.
The waifus,
The
bro.
waifus, dude. The waifus. Y'all ever hear that anime has like weird camera angles?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
You know, the weird
What do you
like
mean?
the weird
What do you mean weird? buddy?
hold on.
When they show the main guy's
Stop, stop,
Just-
stop.
no, bro.
He was wearing pants.
Like that kind of weird. There was a lot of
Yes.
it in that show, and
That's why you like it.
I enjoyed the fan service.
That's fair.
I-
I mean,
I enjoyed the harem.
So I guess like related, like diverging kind of from this. Somebody actually, okay, Jennifer asked me today, what would be a good anime to watch. So like, what do you think? No, you two knowing her, I don't think you've met her, Chris.
I have not.
But like knowing her, like, and like her tastes, and then also like somebody who doesn't really watch anime, what would be things that you would suggest to him? Because when I was talking to her, I was like, maybe not Attack on Titan, because that's like,
That's too all over the place, and she'd
Yeah.
just be too overwhelmed.
yeah,
She wouldn't
and then
know.
Fate is not one of those things too.
no, Fate.
I don't even know
Fate
what
is like
Fate know.
You know what?
Yeah.
Fate is like
yeah.
veteran weeb stuff.
Mhm.
I want to
Yeah.
say that to ease someone in who hasn't watched anime, to do with like slice of life, something that's relatable. No, like
I don't agree with
to
that
like-
one.
Depends though.
oh yeah,
I mean,
obviously it also
well,
depends on
this
what
is
they
better.
like. Yeah, but just like as a, because like if you give somebody something that's so like, because with I don't know how to explain this, but Disney animations, it's not far off from anime, right? Well, it is, but like in a sense that it's animated. But with Disney animations, at least, you know, they have that relatable like slice of life feel to it, and that's why they can watch it. I want to say that's why they can watch it. So I want to say to ease somebody into anime, just to get their foot in the door, just so like, oh, you know, anime's not that bad. Why am I not watching this? Ease them in with like something that they can somewhat relate to, and then once they can see like, oh, anime is actually pretty good, and I wonder what other cool animes would be out there. Then
Yeah.
you know, that's when you start kind of branching out.
Well, because I think that there's specific shows that I think that a lot of the slice of life can fit into that category. Because I think, for at least for me, an idea that I like to look at is like what can be generalized that isn't specifically like for anime or Japan or whatever. Like
Yeah,
if you
that's
can
true.
like translate that and it's like, oh, anyone from anywhere can kind of understand that, then it's a lot easier to kind of dive into.
Like a universal theme.
Yeah, universal themes and stuff. Like I think like although these hit like specific notes, if you don't like them, then that's fine. But like Death Note, I feel like is broad enough that you know people can experience that and understand. Oh shit, you know, people on death and stuff like like
Death
getting
Note?
obsessed. Yeah, like like that's an easy walk.
Are there a lot of like really like deep weeb themes or like tropes in
Well, I
Death
wouldn't.
Note?
Anime?
I wouldn't say
Oh.
deep.
Death Note?
I would say deep.
No.
It's just more of like Japanese culture is so integrated to their storylines that it's kind of hard to follow because they're gonna be like, what's a fucking senpai? What's a sensei? Why
Yeah.
is this small girl keep yelling
Well,
Oni-chan?
that's why I think I think Death Note dubbed, honestly, I think it's a
Yeah.
great gateway anime. I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood dubbed is a great gateway anime.
Yeah,
Because, you know, although they're long or whatever and they have like a lot of things going on, like that's a lot of simple premises of like this guy has a power and he's trying to do this thing for his family, and you know and then taking away the subtitle stuff, like make it a dub, like helps you ease into like, okay, well, this is,
I mean, with
common
that
terminology.
argument, then I feel like Demon Slayer would be a good one.
So
too.
the things that I said to her were Demon Slayer, and I said I haven't seen these, but I heard Haikyuu is good.
Yeah, volleyball.
I don't know, but
I heard.
okay.
Do you think that's not a good gateway?
I want to
Haikyuu?
say, especially for someone like her who watches sports, it can go either or. Like she can be like, oh, that doesn't, that would never be something that
Oh,
could
I
happen in
see,
real
yeah.
life,
I see.
Or she could completely just be blown away because it's like, oh wow, this is sports and I relate to it, something like that,
Going
So
with the emotions.
yeah, so it could go either or. But I know a lot of people don't really go for sports anime.
You know what's a good one?
Yeah.
I also said The Great Pretender. And,
Oh, yeah, Great Pretender too.
K-On!
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 You said K-On!
Actually, no.
But I have no idea what it is.
K-On's a good slice of life, but I feel like that's very integrated into like what anime has cultivated.
yeah.
into, like, what slice
No.
of life is. I
Because
think
a lot of the
Goron-
scenes are just gonna be like, what the fuck to her? Because like,
Because what I was trying to do was like stray away too much from like the really hardcore like shonen-y stuff. Like I wasn't gonna say My Hero. I wasn't gonna say Attack on Titan.
Wait, why not?
Well,
like
I think that's not her taste.
For a lot
Yeah,
of
she doesn't
people,
like 'em, though.
for a lot of people, Attack on Titan was their gateway anime. Because remember when like almost everyone was watching that back when it came out.
Yeah, but that's it. But that's if you like the action you like and at times gory like tropes.
Yeah,
because like
that's true.
like I think Sword Art, Attack on Titan, and Attack on One Punch Man are great gateway anime.
Actually, One Punch Man.
However, if you like or are okay with the action and depth tropes like that come along with that stuff, and it's like if you don't like that kind of stuff, then they're it's a moot point.
What is Jennifer like again?
It's like I'll just say Sailor Moon.
No, that's too
She's-
old.
Or,
That's too old.
yeah, so the thing is, she watched Evangelion, which is not a great
Alien.
gateway
That's not
anime.
a gateway, bro.
No, not at all.
That's
I
like,
haven't even seen that. And it's
probably
like,
scare her away.
yeah,
from
no,
anime.
that's bad.
Yeah.
does she like it?
She was in. It's like she
Indifferent.
didn't have a strong opinion.
Wait, what about
Oh.
fuck, the only thing I know about Jennifer is she likes Lord of the Rings and Clue, so
So fantasy
See,
would
the way
be
I was
something-
approaching it was like
Yeah.
it's like she likes comedy and slice of life type stuff.
Konosuba maybe?
I don't. I
feel like
think
that's too
Konosuba's
out there.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stand by. I think she would like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If she likes Lord of the Rings and
I think she'd like Death Note. Doesn't she like criminal, like,
Yeah.
thriller type?
like that too.
She'd probably like Death Note.
You might
We're gonna clip this and send it to her.
And
Just-
this is just for her. It's
We
for, like,
had Super Anime on just to talk about it.
I was gonna say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but that might be too much.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, that's too much.
I mean it's super hot buff guys on the screen.
That is true. Well, yeah.
Oh
The art style might
They
be.
get it. Yeah, the art style is too much for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
the way they do
I
faces.
haven't even
is-
gotten over it. It's like I
I
can't.
think
That's the
also a
one
lot of
thing
people
that's-
don't like how over dramatic it can be.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, that's the one thing that's stopping me from starting now is the art style.
Me too.
I'm not into this type of art style.
But it gets so good from like part
I-
I know.
I think-
I believe you.
yeah.
I believe the anime is
Yeah.
as great as people say it is. It's just I cannot look at
Yeah.
their faces for
That's
too
fair.
long.
I think if you like push yourself through it, the thing is, if you don't want to do it, then you don't have to. But like, it'll grow on you because the thing is, I think that ironically and unironically, it is a good show to experience for
Yeah.
Yeah.
any number of reasons. Because
You know what? Oh, sorry.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
Go on,
I
go
didn't have anything else.
I was thinking, like, why not ease somebody into Avatar? I know that Avatar is not considered an anime, but like, wouldn't that be?
That's perfect,
Has
honestly.
it? Wait, has she not seen that?
No, she hasn't.
Wait,
I
didn't we
remember she
didn't we
said that
shit
she
on
never
her?
watched it.
Wait, I think we did. Wait,
Didn't we shit on her for this?
I think she watched the live action.
Oh,
Is that what we shit on her for?
I don't. No, I think she
Is that what
just
it
didn't
was?
watch it. I think she just
Okay.
hasn't seen it. Because I
I'd
think we
rather
were
you not watch
referencing
it.
some like memes or something, and she wasn't. She was like,
Guys.
can't relate.
Guys, I got it. This is what she should watch first. High School DxD.
Oh.
Fuck up.
Well, she sees
Not
like
a
Ghibli
teenage
films
boy.
though.
Actually,
She might be
Yeah.
horny on main. You don't know.
Ooh.
Fair, I guess.
I don't know. Kiss Sis, maybe.
No.
Interspecies reviewers,
No.
maybe. I'm just saying my
No.
favorite shows at this point.
You're just-
All right. Well,
you
speaking,
deep dive into the.
dude, I could have like a 3-hour podcast
Different
by
episodes.
myself talking about ecchi shows, man.
oh my god.
I'd be there.
I don't know if
I'd
that's
be-
a good thing or a bad thing.
I've embraced my degeneracy, so whatever.
I could be there to denounce you.
Speaking of our favorite animes, let's move on to the next topic, which is our favorite Ghibli movies. I think I'm alone when I say this, is that I never actually watched Ghibli movies growing up.
No, I was with you, bud.
Oh,
I
okay.
never watched it either.
Yeah, see, go on.
So the three guys.
No, the thing is, like, I wouldn't say I watched it as a kid, but I did watch it like middle school, high school, and like, and then still now I rewatch them.
Okay.
So
So I mean, if is everyone here familiar with Ghibli? Because I think for the most part, this month has been the most I've seen Ghibli ever.
Because we
Really?
watched 2 movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, honestly,
Dude,
because like I watched Spirited Away a long time ago. I thought it was boring, you know.
yeah, we watched it together, and I
I'll
fell
take-
asleep.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
Like again, so what? Okay, let's start this off first. Then, what is your opinion on Ghibli? Let's start with Kim. What's your opinion on Ghibli?
Like as a whole together.
Yeah, like their animation, their
for-
stories, like just everything.
I just, well, from the movies that I've watched, I just think that the storytelling is just super, just fantastic.
Okay.
But I'm only comparing this to like Disney animations because like those are the only 2 like animated type of movies I've ever watched. I guess maybe like Pixar and all that, but whatever, like American animations. But watching like Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle, I wasn't expecting that many just like overall themes or like just learning stuff from it, I guess. And I thought it was just gonna be a kid's movie, you know. But then watching it afterwards, I was just like kind of I was like shook because I was like, what did I just watch? Because that was pretty cool, but at the same time, I was like, my expectations for, you know, for this movie wasn't that. And then so storytelling I think is great. Animation is amazing too, depending on which movie you watch. Sound design is amazing because I think that's the one thing that differentiates itself from American movies, and it's just like the sound design and the detailed little water drops, or you know, the wind effects and everything is just amazing because it just adds it just adds more, what's the word,
Detail,
character.
detail, but yeah, it's just like
personality.
personality to the nature stuff to it. Yes, it just adds another depth to the movie that you weren't expecting, I guess. And I don't know, it's like very minuscule, and you can't expect to notice it the first time you watch it, but like the second, the third time afterwards, you're like, oh, you kind of have like that. I want to say that after I watch every like Ghibli film movie, I'm just like, what did I just watch? Because like I feel like I watched the movie, but I didn't fully comprehend why I liked it so much, because there was so many things going on, the story, the sound, and just the animation, and it's just like it takes a while for my thoughts to process, basically. But yeah.
That's fair.
I definitely saw. Sorry, I definitely saw that kind of trend when I was watching this, because some of the first Japanese animation movies that I've seen is like from like the only one that comes up to my brain is Garden of Words, because that's the one that I really like. But
Makoto Shinkai.
I have to remember that Ghibli's kind of one of the first of it, and it was very surprising to me to see that, you know, decades before this movie came out, you know. And I think that's what probably my opinion of Ghibli is. It's like, oh, so they were the first, and they're just repeating it and refining it now. You know. Alina, what were you gonna say?
Well, so I was thinking about it like because you were saying what your favorite from Ghibli would be, and I was going to say Princess Mononoke. And I'll get into that obviously later. But I was just thinking about it as related to what we were talking about earlier. Is like, would that make a good gateway movie, and or alternatively, is Studio Ghibli in general just like a good anime gateway? Like just like if like show people Spirited Away or show people.
I think
No.
so. You don't think so?
I don't agree.
think
Because personally, I think Princess Mononoke is pretty good gateway because like there's very familiar like characters and themes. Yeah.
Well, I get
like
like
Western
I get like
audiences.
the themes of it would probably be a good gateway. I think what would most people be like turned away by it is just, I don't know why, like the three Ghibli movies I've seen always insinuate, or like always has an emphasis on gods, and it might be jarring for someone who's not familiar with anime or Japanese culture to be like, why is there so many gods? Like, is spirits just like a normal thing in their daily lives? And it's a bit jarring. Like, I think that's one of the things that I notice about My Neighbor Totoro, and it's like the dad's just like super normal. That's like, oh yeah, they're dust bunnies, they're spirits that spread soot and dust. And I was like, huh?
Okay.
That's normal? Are you telling me like a whole generation of people like just accept this? It might be like a little bit weird to people, so that's probably why I'm saying no, because you kind of have to know some of the background for Japanese culture to appreciate certain things like that. Because I didn't learn about all that stuff till like maybe last year when I was learning about history of Japan through my like one of my classes, and it's like, oh yeah, no, they have a god for everything, and that's how they treat all the things that they encounter in daily life, that their whole mantra is like everything is sacred, so everything must be treated with respect. If you didn't tell that to anybody and introduce them to some movies that's their like norm, they're just gonna be like, what the fuck, why there's a king of the forest, what is this, you know? But that's my reasoning.
I think at least with Totoro and Mononoke, well, we'll get into both of those, is that like with Totoro, there's a specific like theme that they're trying to portray with that kind of stuff that I'll talk about when we get there. And with Mononoke, they kind of like establish a lot of stuff early on that's like, oh, this is a kind of god, this is a type of spirit thing that we're doing.
As if you should have known this already.
Yeah. And so, and even with Spirited Away, like it's kind of they throw you in, but they kind of like introduce you to like, okay, this is a place of like spirits and gods. And like, yeah, I think that understanding the culture will help with like understanding all the little bits and the details that you wouldn't notice otherwise. But as like a general viewer, like people like Spirited Away was nominated for stuff. People loved that movie. Like in America, it was nominated. And I think like I agree with Alina with like Mononoke. I think is a good one, and because I think a lot of the stuff that would make it a good gateway is the themes and characters that like, even though the specific backgrounds of the spirits or the setting can be off-putting, like you're drawn into the specific people and what they're going through, and you're like, well, I don't know, but you're feeling bad, so I also feel bad or something. And I think that's what Ghibli does, is like it pulls on the emotions a lot and make sure that it makes those connections with people.
So that's what, like, that's pretty much like your main thing, that why you favor Ghibli then?
Favor as in what?
Like that's like why you gravitate, like that's why you enjoy Ghibli films, is because the way they invoke emotions to the audience.
Oh yeah, I think that's one of their stronger suits. Just like the things, the human emotions that they portray or convey. I think they're very strong at that.
Okay. Alina,
I mean, like,
oh, go ahead.
I get that, yeah.
I was gonna say that, like, even with that, like, Ghibli's not like, their movies aren't my favorites of like, just in general. Like, I think Mononoke for me is like also a standout. Like, then again, I haven't seen all of their stuff, so like I know House Moving Castle is really good. I think Spirited Away is overrated too.
Yeah, like, kind of have to agree. Yeah.
I think some of it also is like, when did Spirited Away come out?
96, I think.
Yeah, so like I think some of it is that was really Ghibli was like one of really the things that really made it across to America, because like anime was so hard to get your hands on, like at the turn of the century or even before that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if you guys have like memories of like stacks of CDs of pirated anime. It's like watching off
That
of
was not my family.
that was my family, so yes.
Yeah, I had like family members like give me several cases of like pirated Naruto and stuff. So it's like anime was very hard to
kid.
it was very unaccessible, and like a movie from a major studio in Japan like making its way, like I think that was like America's earliest exposure and like most accessible anime.
Yeah, like those were, I think, the gateway to like the what's it called, like just like the average like theater goer, because like especially when Disney brought it and like over it helped gain like name recognition for something that we're familiar with, to ease us into that kind of stuff. So I think that really like helped.
But speaking of pirated shit, I don't think I ever told this. Did I ever tell the story on podcast? I don't remember.
Maybe not.
So this is basically like I completely understand the whole thing of like all the foreign films that I used to get as a kid is usually pirated, because the way that my family used to get pirated CDs, no joke, we had like a very shady mall back in the Philippines. And okay, so I've told you this story, but I don't think I've told.
No, I just know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've heard this story, but I know that's a thing.
Yeah, so back in the Philippines, because I used to live there growing up, and my dad loved movies. Like, I think he would buy like maybe 5 or 6 movies a week, and he would just kind of just watch through them on a weekly basis, because that's what he did in his free time, right? And as a kid who loved TV, because I was the kid who would get grounded, and the thing they would take away is the television rights. You know, I would always watch with him, or if it's too scary, I'd watch my own shit, you know, shit like that. And the way he got those movies was that we went to this shady shopping mall, and the way they sold CDs was that it was a glass case of just pirated CDs faced up, no case. It's just a CD faced
like
up.
a Sharpie or something.
Yeah. And the good ones, the premium ones, would have like the cover, like actually
like
printed.
A picture.
Yeah, like a picture printed.
Like they
on
printed it or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's not official. It's not an official case, but like it's the store owner or something, like printed out on a piece of paper.
Yeah, and it's not even like glossy paper too. It's just like printed copy
just
paper. No, dude, that's basically like my exposure to like anime has been like that, so much so that that's how I knew hentai exists, because they would actually sell a hentai on CD too.
Well, I didn't have that experience.
Oh, okay. Look, like I said, it was a shady place, right? And there would be a section for anime.
That's fair though.
And then,
we get it.
And then I would go around the corner, would see boobs, and I'm like, "Oh, is there anime titties?" And then my dad would be like, "Stop looking." I'm like, "Okay." So
that's what you do.
That's what you do. Hell yeah. But anyway, let's move on to the 2 movies that we're gonna review today, which is My Neighbor Totoro and Princess Mononoke. So let's start with My Neighbor Totoro, because it is the movie that we watched first during this week. So let's go about first what we liked about the film. Let's go with Alina first. Alina, what did you like about My Neighbor Totoro?
Nothing. Move on.
Wait, did you not like the film?
I didn't dislike it because it's highly inoffensive.
Oh, you just thought it was mid?
Yeah, it was just like a good time, but it's like not something that I would pick to watch. You know what I mean?
I mean, I like Ghibli films, but yeah, I agree with you. My Neighbor Totoro was okay.
Yeah.
Wait, was it because the overall plot didn't feel like a plot?
Yeah. Yes.
That makes sense.
These people don't like slice of life, apparently.
I know. Yeah, no.
Okay, but like, no, like the conflict came like like an hour after the runtime or into the
Yeah.
runtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole movie did feel
and
like
it
an
came out
exposition.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
It came out
And it
of
was
nowhere,
resolved
and
so
then
fast.
Yeah, there was no resolution. Like nothing happened.
Yeah, it was barely any
It's like
resolution.
you're freaking out for nothing.
Like you found your sister, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then that's it. They walk away.
This is what happens when a bunch of 20-year-olds review a kids movie.
That's also that's why I also think that it's my opinion could be super biased because I'm watching it in the eyes of a 24-year-old. I had to think about
25.
that. I wasn't sure. No, 24.
25.
Almost. But yeah, so maybe if I still wouldn't. I don't know. I still think I wouldn't have liked this movie as much as the other ones, just because no matter what age, I just feel like I'd be confused as to what I'm watching. You know,
Okay.
like cool. There's a big, what is he
Big
considered?
monster that's fluffy.
Yeah,
Spirit.
and he just roars all
He's
over
a
the place.
spirit.
and it's
Get it right.
okay. Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me talk to a fellow slice of life connoisseur in the room. Chris, what did you think about the film? What did you like or dislike?
Excuse me, I watched Clanad.
Climate
Fuck story.
No, stop.
good.
Stop.
Is that not slice of life?
It is. I
Well,
mean,
not the
after
slice-
story's
not-
way better.
Not the
than
slice of life we're
They
talking
definitely
about.
sliced her life. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my
Spoilers.
god.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
No, I'm more talking about slice of life like Nononburi or what's the other one called? I forget the one with the blue-haired girl, and all it is just random instances in their life. There's a dog that
Angel Beats.
No.
shut up. It's basically shows like there's a genre in anime where literally the plot is nothing. Yeah, slice of life. No, but like slice of life now gets twisted into like drama within drama.
Well, no, I mean, like, if you're talking about pure slice of life, then it's like there's a show called Amanchu. It's about girls that have to do diving.
Yeah,
That's it. And it's cool. I like that show a lot. It's very sweet.
Cornell, don't you dislike dramas?
yeah. I
So
do.
then explain why you like slice of. Make it make sense.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
like
okay,
because dramas are like about events too.
okay,
like-
okay. Let me
Like
explain.
Judas and the Black Messiah is about the assassination of a revolutionary leader in America, and you found that boring.
Let me explain what pure
But then
slice.
you'll watch a slice of life because anime titties.
No, okay. That's one of the main reasons. But like pure slice of life is like probably like K-On, where they're just, going through everyday life and somehow the writers make it interesting. That's what slice of
Cute
life.
girls do cute things. That's the
Yeah,
general-
pretty much. Well, again, there's other ones too. Well, I was gonna say Nononburi, but it's cute anime girls do cute things too. But yeah, it's just literally they're just going through their life and small instances in their life, like just how we do, where it's just like eating at a table or like cooking and shit. That's somehow entertaining. That's the kind of slice of life I like. Slice of life with drama tied to it. I'm just like, does it have to be edgy? Like the romance stuff is cool. Like I like romance slice of life, but drama, edgy slice of life, like bullying and whatever
That's
makes
the
you
realest
depressed.
that you can get. That is
No.
slice of life.
But again,
That's not why he's escaping. Because
Testing my age.
yeah, this will tie into the escapism conversation we've had like a day or two ago, where it's like
Yeah, where
certain
you-
the conversation basically went is that my escapism is actually very weird compared to everybody else's.
I mean, I think
Or
yours is
it's not
that
very
you-
weird. It's just
weird.
different. It's just different.
Well, no, I think that it's that you enjoying a certain medium before just the escapism, rather than your escapism is like distinct on its own. Because like you're using it so you can go into the slice of life so you can enjoy and relax and stuff, which is fine because that's one way you can enjoy media.
And then weirdos like to get sad. Alino.
Not just sad.
Alino.
Yeah, not just sad.
Like that's
Like-
one of them that you could enjoy because
Yeah.
like it's all like I don't know. I think there's there's a sense of solidarity when you like watch stuff that makes you sad because you're like, it's a emotion that like everyone has that you can kind of come to terms with in a way.
But why would you trigger it like voluntarily?
Because you can come to terms with it. What do you mean?
I don't know. I recognize that I might be a little weird in this, but
I don't think so.
I do like being sad.
That's so
Like,
weird.
in and of itself, not just like the overcoming it, like you're saying, or like.
I think I do get a little.
just like-
I get the high of being sad.
Yeah,
You know, I
'cause
like
it
the
feels-
rush
It feels real.
because you feel something. Yeah, you
it
feel
feels
something.
real.
Is
Yeah,
happy
yeah,
not
yeah,
an
it feels
emotion
like
that you guys
something.
don't like? Is happy not
No,
an emotion
that
you don't
is.
feel?
But without sadness, how do you experience happiness? You know,
Life is
that has
already
to be-
sad enough.
So did you? Yeah. So like, I didn't feel super happy when I watched My Neighbor Totoro.
I did.
I just.
mean,
I didn't
like,
feel anything, to be honest.
I didn't feel anything.
Like,
What?
there were like small moments where I would smirk or smile a little bit, but then that's it. Like, I couldn't feel. Yeah, I didn't really feel anything for that movie.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. And like when she first met Totoro, and like it was. all
It's
cute and
kinda like
everything, I was like,
Yeah.
I think with Totoro, because
okay.
I don't think I really got into what I do like about the movie.
So what did you like about it? Yeah, before we
Well, like-
digress even more.
Because like the things that I liked were kind of like, whether it's intentional or not, like some of the themes about like belief. Because I felt like that was a very strong message, like that when it really stood out to me. Because it's like, oh, you like these kids like believe that Totoro exists and that what he's doing like helps them and stuff. But one that I really liked was that the father believed his kids, and he never went like, "Oh, that's dumb," or like, "Oh, that doesn't really happen." Like he went along, and he put like his belief and like trust in like what they're saying and stuff. Like, and when he was with his wife, when they brought the corn, it's like, "Oh yeah, this is probably the kids brought it," and stuff. Like just those small instances of like reassurance from people that you care about and those around you that kind of like help you in what you're going through and stuff. I think
Yeah.
that's
Feeling
really-
of happiness. Just
and trust and stuff. Like I really like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I get where like Kim and Lena are coming from, just because I think that on the other side, some of the weaker points is that
wait.
You
We
cut the
have to
main
preface this. This is a man who loves Higurashi.
I fucking love Higurashi.
I have no idea what that is, and out of spite, I've just not looked into it.
Out of spite. It's just a very
a decent amount, just because it's airing right now and it's really
it's very fucked up. That's all I'm gonna say.
But like I think that with Totoro,
Oh, I've
is that
watched this.
It's so good, so good. And the thing with Totoro is that like the main characters are kids, and the kids are just kind of do kid things, and there's not as much depth to them other than their mom. They're going through something with their mom, and like it's going hard on them, and that's a real thing, and that hurts and sucks. But like, there's no like motivation for them to do like anything, and so it's hard to get attached to them. And so when you're not attached to them, when they're happy, you don't feel as happy because you're like, I'm not part of their family or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
I like the family was with their dad because I think that that dynamic was really good.
I think that was
But-
nice. Yeah.
But that was far and few in between from what the sisters were doing on their own.
Yeah, see, I completely agree with that opinion because I think, but like after watching the movie, I pretty much said like to everybody, it's just like, you know what? I kind of wish I saw this when I was a kid because I would absolutely like froth in the mouth over for this like film because of just it's definitely like there's no depth to the story at all. Like the characters are also doesn't have very depth. It's just very wholesome and. Like, that's the kind of shit I watched as a kid. Like, that's the shit I enjoyed as a kid. Like, fucking, Shrek.
I think the stuff with like Ghibli, like we'll get into Mononoke too, but like I think the strong points, although I said it earlier, like the strong points of Ghibli is like the themes and characters. Totoro doesn't have as strong characters. I think its themes are pretty straightforward of family, believing and trust and being there for each other and so. But like that's I don't want to say that's all there is, but like,
that's all there is.
You did also say that they're good at like drawing out emotions and portraying emotions, and I do think that Totoro did a good job of doing what like it probably set out to do, is like make you feel happy and feel good. And I think for me the thing is that the reason like I didn't really like it is it was like there's no variance in it. It's like at the beginning you feel good, and then in the middle you feel good, and then like even when they're lost you don't feel bad.
Wait,
When the little girl is lost, like you're not that scared.
Wait, so in summary, movie didn't make you feel sad, so
No, but like
I'm
what I'm
kidding.
saying is, it doesn't change, is what I mean.
Yeah. No, I
But
get
like
you.
if
I
you
get
go
you.
to like a sad movie, like there are points of hope, and you know what I mean. So it's like kind of this like roller coaster of like push and pull. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree, because I mean, to me, My Neighbor Totoro is a good movie if I was a kid. As of right now, I'd probably be bored of it. Because, yeah, like you said, there's no ups and downs. It's just always up with a very slight down of, like, fucking, what's-her-face? May gets lost, you know?
We'll
And-
worry about the mother.
Yeah,
Mom
and
has a
worry about the
cold.
mother, which is, like, very minor because there was no actual peril, you know? So, yeah, I completely get it. I think...
like every time they would worry, like they'd confront her, like, oh yeah, she's fine.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, she's sick still a little bit, but like she'll go home.
Like I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't like to digress into a completely different genre movie. I think that's a reason why I didn't like Uncut Gems, because it was always anxiety.
Tension all the time.
Yeah, it was always anxiety. I'm like, can you give me hope at least? And I was like, I think I was watching it with Kim, and
He left.
I dropped out like 30 45 minutes in, because I was like, dude, this is nothing but tense and anxiety. Why would I? And there was never hope, you know.
So
So
at the end,
I don't care. Why would you do that like 45 minutes in and not give hope? And you telling me that much exposition needs to happen for the story? Fuck no. No one needs 2 acts worth of time in a film for exposition. Fuck that. No matter how complex that world is. You know. But
just exposition. You just didn't like some of the stuff that's going on. It's
Yeah.
fine.
yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
I think you just didn't.
It was all
just
down.
didn't like
I wasn't
anxiety.
happy, and I hated it. I didn't feel happy once. There was no hope. Nah, but yeah. Moving on then. Let's go on to a more a movie that has more depth, which is
The
Princess.
best Ghibli movie.
Would it be the best?
I've
no,
seen
it's subjective.
2.5. I've seen 2.5 movies.
Out of the two, this is the better one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if we're
No,
gonna,
I definitely would put this on the top.
compare My Neighbor Totoro with Princess Mononoke and which one is better, I mean, obviously the right choice is Princess Mononoke is better. But
I think this has a lot more going on for it. Like, not just with the theme. I think it has more themes and that are.
oh yeah,
A lot of them are straightforward, but like a couple of them are like a little bit deeper.
like
But-
underlying themes of like, fuck, what was one of them?
Well, like I know, like for me, like the cycles and about how when people have grudges and love and stuff like that, they pass it on and it continues to get pushed on to others, and you know the cycle will like continue to like breed itself. This cycles of hate and that cycle of like nurturing the nature and it nurturing you and stuff. Like I think there's a lot of cycles that like that's a big theme of the movie, that when you pass on a certain emotion or kindness or hate, like it'll be passed on continuously back to you at some point.
Yeah, I think.
So I really like that.
Yeah, I have to agree, because I definitely themes for this movie was one of my favorites, because I think one of them was the ambiguity of what's the right or wrong decision. Because it's like, at one point, right, you're introduced to, the rules of the forest and, the gods and the animals and the tribes that live in it and why they're doing the things that they do. And, and then on the other side, you have the humans who are just trying to kind of like uplift themselves, but also protect to their own. Like both sides are doing good and both sides are doing bad. And I really like that, because on one side the beasts are fueled with anger to the point to where they're being turned into demons, just to protect their own. To the other side, the community of humans just wants to like prosper on their own, but they're destroying the forest in the process. So both sides have both good and bad within them, and the main character kind of has to decide who he should side with. At the end, he kind of just sided with both of them. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, he's very. He never sided with one side, because he like, you can tell that he sympathized with both of them. That's why he befriended some of the members from the Iron Place, and he sympathized like some of the animals just because that's where he's from. His steed is like he recognized animals had their own sentient like consciousness, And I was thoroughly impressed when watching this because I was like, wow, that's a lot of thinking. Oh my god, that's a lot of
Well, that's why I like this movie.
yeah.
It's a lot of thinking, but you're able to
it's a lot of
process it.
thinking. Yeah.
And
So,
like, go ahead. No, sorry.
Okay, sorry. But like that's one of the things I love about this movie and why I think it would be a good gateway because it's a lot of familiar themes like the industrialist versus like nature, but then it also positions neither of them as like an antagonist. Like there is no true antagonist in this movie, right? But it tells us the story of this movie is about conflicting interests that are not really purely evil and not pururely good. Like the closest thing I think to an antagonist you could get is that one little
the one dude
con man.
Yeah.
Kid guy. The little short. I said kid, but I meant like short guy.
Stocky short guy.
Yeah.
Wait, can you argue that the deer god is the antagonist?
No, I don't think he's an antagonist.
Argue it.
Because he was the main force for like the peril at the end. Although he helped the main character, heal himself after he got shot, most of his motivations were kind of still like bad if you think about it, because it's like.
But like, so okay, that's what I'm saying is like that destruction at the end, like when the deer god goes off, it was caused by something, which itself was caused by motivation.
Yeah,
so that's why I like the story is because it portrays a lot of different characters and actors people like
moving
with
pieces,
different motivations,
just different moving pieces.
Yeah, different moving pieces, and they all have their own motivations, and none of them are purely evil, and none of them are purely good, and they like cause an effect onto each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I guess that's one of the. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and it also goes into the thing Chris was talking about, like the cycles of grief and anger and hatred. It's like, well, the demon board thing that Ashitaka had to, like, something set that off. And then he had to protect his village, but like doing so, he carried on that hate. And then, so it's like there's causes and effects to everything is like, related.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people really love this film is because, we're so used to characters having just one note to them where it's like, I am the bad guy. No, I am the good guy. I'm the support character to this person. This one just felt extremely realistic because in a given like moment when you meet someone, that's how they are. There's going to be good parts of them, there's going to be bad parts of them. Some of their motivations will be for the greater good, some of their motivations selfish ones that affect others in a bad way.
Yeah.
And I think
honestly, the only one that was kind of like more one note was like Ashitaka. I don't think he's terrible, but like I think he's the weakest part of the movie, like because I don't like he's very strong, and that he's very like pure in the way of like, oh, if we just do good then we'll help each other up, which is
he's like the unbiased the unbiased position for everyone else. But I think I mean this is my opinion, but like he does seem like he's like the weakest character out of the movie. But I think if you take him out of the movie, it would it would like leave you at a confusion, because then you would just be like, I don't know, I feel like you wouldn't be able to identify like what exactly who the right or wrong person is in the movie. Like obviously there wasn't one, like you guys said, there's no one wrong, one bad guy, one good guy. It's just like he's kind of important for people to realize that there is no bad or good.
I don't think the weakest character would like possibly is the right term. I think didn't have the most personality.
I think his role was far more important than his character. I think that's basically what it comes down to, because he pushed the plot forward. As long as we have continuously good, because he was basically the contrast between the curse, because the curse was the feeding off hatred and moving it forward, and he was the one that's like, instead of that, let's continue to push on goodwill to all that he meets, so that it can eventually come back to him with goodwill. And eventually that does happen at the end when he gives up the deer head, the deer god head, and the deer god ultimately in turn like helps heal him and everyone else, because you're seeing that cycle of goodness continue and makes it prosper.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I kind of disagree with you guys, but like, okay, this is gonna sound a little SJW, but like I love his like character as like this like anti-toxic masculinity type character, and it's like he's given like at the beginning of the movie he chooses not initially to like resort to violence, but then it comes to like when it threatens other people, right?
Yeah.
But then he has to carry on this hatred, like you're saying, and that. But like every conflict he's in, he has an eye for like de-escalation and like peace, and
Yeah.
like even when he is caught in between two people who have strong hatred for each other, and they're like he's literally in between their like swords and daggers.
Yeah.
Right. Like he only strikes to like pacify them. And he even says she's gonna be okay and she's not hurt. So it's like that's very
very completely opposite of what patriarchal kind of like mentality for what a man should be. Yeah,
it's like very it's antithesis to like the typical Western masculine action hero tropes.
Yeah,
where it's like solve everything by punching things.
Well, I mean, I think that's the only role, given how complex like all the characters are. I feel like if you were to pick a protagonist, that's how he should be. He or she should be. Yeah. He wasn't like the greatest hero out of everyone. Right. He wasn't like this very, very like heroic figure who accomplishes big goals. No, he's the mediator for all sides. Yeah. And I think for that kind of, I don't think any other type of character would work within that setting. Yeah, while not siding with one side, you get me? Because if it's like you get a strong heroic figure with a sense of justice that doesn't pull any punches and is very naive, you would get someone that would probably either pick or choose. No, I pick the forest. No, I pick my own people. If he was just a mediator, just like how the protagonist was, then he would play both sides just to acquire peace, not to have one side win. So, yeah,
I think that him being like as strong as he is, and being, I don't want to say like one note, but like in terms of like the things that he's like trying to go for his communication with other people and the spirits and whatnot. Like, I think like having that power and mediation like was the only way to kind of like. Because even when he did all that stuff, a lot of times it didn't like fix everything. Like it just opened the door for things. Because like even at the end with San, like she didn't forgive all that happened or whatever, and there's still a lot of people that died and stuff. But it's like,
wouldn't it hurt though, based on his decision making, if they did give him more personality? Because I feel like they would tie it to some part of his like childhood that would influence him to like, again, like here's the thing, right? Like it kind of makes sense that he's bland, because if he wasn't bland, then he would gravitate to one side.
That's what I'm saying. I think he is the neutral standpoint for everyone else. Like I think he's necessary, and the what's it called? He's the one that helps the viewers or the audience kind of realize each other's perspectives on things, I guess. Like, because also like aside from him being his own character, he actually goes and talks to those individual people. Like he talks to I'm really bad with names, but the lady,
Iron Lady.
Yeah. So and then while talking to her, even though he didn't really say much of like what he thinks and his opinions, you get that backstory of like, I'm only doing this to help out my people. And and he's that neutral person that everyone can, not everyone, but like he's that neutral person that you are able to fully understand everyone else's perspectives.
Yeah
And like I also kind of appreciate that and like this story in general because you can kind of understand it as like uh this idea like there are people, not to get too political, but like there are people who are like, oh, both sides have something to say, or or there's something to it, right?
Yeah.
But like there's some things like clearly you can't compromise on, because like if you compromise at all, like with Lady Eboshi, like the forest dies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there are certain, like, yes, you should have an attitude or an eye for like understanding other people and other sides and where their motivations and where they're coming from, but also like you have to consider like the end result and like what happens to other people, you know what I mean? And like that's what I'm mean by like too political is like you can't compromise with Nazis, like, because if they win, or if you like cede any ground to them, it's like you're rolling back rights for minorities like LGBT, etc., etc. But it's like there's certain things you can't compromise on, and clearly Lady Eboshi was like, if you compromise with her at all, like the forest dies, right? The deer god dies, right? So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she did compromise at the end, right?
Well, I think
kind of, but not really.
I mean, no, she compromised in the sense that she gave up what she wanted, which was the head.
Yeah.
But she'll still try to prosper with her people.
Yeah.
But
And
they don't.
like,
They didn't really imply that they were not gonna destroy the forest.
Yeah. So that does, like, if the forest and like all the animals win, like the outcome is like coexistence at best, or like at worst the Iron Town like disappears.
Well, I think that your point, I think
You know what I mean?
I think your point's if it's okay to disagree a little bit, because I think your point stands very well. No, sorry guys.
Kicking you off.
You're out of the podcast, Crit. I'm just kidding.
I won't come back for the other episode. Sorry, guys.
No, you stay back.
I think that your point stands well, though. Like, I think that the not standing down, but I don't think it's specific for the Eboshi thing, because I think what it goes back to is what you said about everyone having their own causes and having it all being like effect driven, and like going back to the cycle stuff. Because like originally, like, yeah, they can have their own like interests like as it goes on, but like once the cycle is far enough, like if you concede to like the spirits or like the apes or whatever, like they're gonna do some fucked up shit to like the humans.
Yeah, they're gonna eat them.
The humans, like they're even gonna do fucked up shit to each other, or like they're gonna do something to the forest, and it's all of them like trying to like
fuck each other up.
Yeah, like because of like what was caused before them, and it's like and you're right, like if any of them concede to each other, there's going to be blood from one side or the other,
right?
And I think that's a strong point that it's like, and one of the sayings that I liked that was driven home a little much was that like when Ashitaka talked about like we have to live, and it's like it's about that like once you survive that you can continuously try to make good, and if once you like resigned yourself to death, that you can no longer make things better for yourself and for other people, and that like as long as you guys like as long as someone's alive to like push through and persevere, like then that's enough. And I really like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I feel like I like all the points that we talked. That's what makes this actually a really fucking good film, where it's like you understand both sides and you understand why it went that way. You kind of like it doesn't, you don't shoot through hoops to like trying to like look into shit, because the movie explains it well of like the dichotomy of both sides and how what their good is and what their versions is, like what their versions in their head, what is good and what is bad, and I mean, not to bash one of my current favorite films, but fucking I don't know, man, I feel like this is better than Paprika. as much as I gave that movie 100, fuck, I might give this 100 too, because it's like, it's so good because it's such a nice display of human condition.
Yeah.
But but to the point to where almost anyone can understand it, you know? Like Satoshi Kon does like the ambiguity to where like you have to look in, and like you know the filmmaker in me is like, oh yes, give me more. My jewels are being stimulated, please. But you know, for this one, it's like, don't judge me by my wording. Fuck you. But yeah, I feel like I mean all in all, yeah. I mean not to segue into like our next topic, which is what it'd be our ratings for this. I'm just gonna go first for both. Probably 80 for Totoro, not like 100 for Mononoke. Cause like I would rewatch Totoro because I like that's my new gateway to my childhood.
It's like shame.
Yeah. Like if I want to feel like a kid again, I'd watch Totoro. If I want to think about shit about our society, I'd watch Mononoke. Like I both of them I'd rewatch anytime, you know. What about you guys? Let's start with Elino. Go.
So I would probably say Totoro is like maybe 60s, 65, maybe 62, something like that. Because for like the reasons they stated before, it's like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. Like, and I did watch it. You know, it's not like I like left or anything or wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But it's like I won't like choose to watch it because it wasn't very compelling to me. But it was a good time, you know, and it was entertaining. And I guess for Princess Mononoke, I was thinking about it. I think I'd go like 98, 99.
Oh, well, what's the -1,
so there
-2?
are, like, they're very like. So there's very negligible.
Negligible.
Say that word. Negligible. That word feels so weird to me. I don't know if you guys feel.
No, it's a weird word to like look and say. So
yeah. Okay. So there are very small things that are negligible that like you can look at and be like, yeah, that could have been better, but like it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the overall quality of it. It's like. For me, one of those things was like the necklace.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like they didn't really explain who that girl was that gave him, like, was it his sister? Was it
I mean, One-sama means like
foremost.
Does that mean brother?
Yeah, isn't it?
She's the little sister. But I also like the knife because it was supposed to be a protection and of love and care, and and then he passed it on to the son.
Yeah, ties into the whole
but
thing.
Like, yeah, I know, but like it didn't. I feel like it didn't come into the story.
I can get that though. Yeah, it was
and
just
then when she, yeah, it felt forced to me, that part. And then when she like finally when she stabbed him with it, it didn't like. I got it, but like it felt a little forced, and I don't think that the story would have suffered or been worse if they took it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
there's just very little things like that like don't like the spirits thing, the little spirit thingies were like they were cute.
Oh yeah.
Right? And they were there, but like I feel like they didn't add to the story as much as they could have or should have.
Well, I mean,
but like
those spirits indicated that the area that they're in are. I mean, that's the whole point of them,
like
right?
Sacred, right?
Yeah, it's just to like kind of insinuate to the audience that gods here are like these like this area, this forest is protected by a certain god. And the reason why spirits go there is because they feel safe there. So I think that's the only part they play, and also to kind of just set up like situations to where something godly is about to happen. Like when Nightcrawler came out and all of the little spirits like started clickety clacking, like it's like, oh, something spiritual is about to happen. Woohoo, let's go. The knife thing, kind of disagree with you because it's like I don't know, it's like the way that the protagonist like portrayed his affection to San is it's very vague. you know, and that's one of the ways, like, she called her beautiful, yada yada yada, but that's like one of the things that was just like, look, I care about you, here's a good luck charm, you know, like that.
So, but that's a weird thing too, because like that's the last thing that you're going to remember, not just like the village that you came from, but like your sister. Like, first of all, I didn't realize that was his sister. I had no idea who she was, right? But like you took that from your sister and then you made it into like a love charm or whatever. I thought that was a little weird.
Well, but you have to remember though, he had to be exiled, no? Because they couldn't.
Oh yeah, but like why? Okay, yeah, and that was like the one thing that he would remember where he came from is like that the little knife thing, and then you just give it away. And
well, that would imply that he has.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I have a theory as to like why it's like so bland for that area. It's because you have to remember, right? He has to be bland. He has to be the mediator. So if he has ties to his village with strong emotions, he'll want to side with, the humans. But since he like freely gave it away, that it means that he has no ties to just one side, like sure, my human village that I like we were attacked by a demon that came from one of the tribes from the forest, but if he held more sentiment to that object, I feel like he would gravitate more towards one side over the other.
I see what you mean. Okay.
So in my brain it made sense because I understood, like I kind of in my brain I kind of understood, like, yeah, he kind of has to be bland, so he shouldn't be siding one side based on like his upbringings, because he's trying to like mediate both sides. He's trying to sympathize with both sides. So that's kind of why I was like, I didn't have a problem with it. So, Chris, what about you? Ratings for both films?
It's funny because like I looked back at my anime list to see what I rated these things before, right? And I think I pushed them both in like I made Totoro down one more, and then I put Mononoke up more.
Yeah.
So, like, after watching it, I was like, I know I like Mononoke, but certain things about it I liked a little bit more.
I do agree that I feel like the older you get, the more you don't like Totoro.
Well, bro, just my taste. Just like every time I go through my list, I'm like, why do I like this movie? Why do I dislike it? And then I'll just like.
Well, I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of questionable ratings you have on your list.
That's not true.
Konosuba is way too low.
Nah.
No. I feel like. Wait, did you give it like a 7?
I don't know who to trust here.
Like 9.
Honestly, I don't know who to trust.
I think Cornell has such a unique. Like
go on.
Yeah, you have a very
specialized like favorites,
Yeah,
and I think if you are looking for those specialized genres, then yeah, you can go to Cornell. If you are looking for maybe a more unbiased opinion, maybe go to Chris.
I do think that's a good word. It's like specialized.
Not biased.
Hello, you just left Uncut Gems without even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I have my taste. You can do.
You have more knowledge on those specialized genres.
Yeah.
Well, tripping on my rating, I'd probably go with Lino for Totoro, like a 6-ish, just because I think that there are some of the things I really liked and some of the family moments I really liked, but like. I'll be honest, like it was very easy to get distracted while I was watching it, and it's like not to say one because I watched it already, so that, I felt more entitled to want to be distracted. But like it just doesn't like call for anything that is like, oh, if you miss this part, like it's gonna detract from what you're gonna do. Along with the character depth aren't as much. Like I still think Ashitaka is probably deep. If he feels deeper than characters in like Totoro, and I still think that Ashitaka as a role super important, as a character not as strong, and I think if that's the case, then it's like
very boring.
And then for Mononoke, I probably say like 90-ish, just because I like for me that's really high. I mean, like I think 90's high. Like I think 70 90s high, so it's like I think 90s like works well for all the themes that it was going for. You know, it had a lot of different like characteristics. Small world building that I really liked. I just like, for me, just something like some of the characters or whatever I just didn't care about as much, and was probably like detracting on like
You didn't care. You didn't care for any of the hot ladies in the ironworks.
They're fine.
They were so hot. No, just kidding.
Yeah, they had to work in the.
Oh, I was gonna make that joke. You did it for me. Fuck, damn it. All right. I was gonna say because they were in the furnace working. Okay, whatever. Oh, the punchline was made for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, what about you? Your rating?
It's gonna be the same as Alina and Chris. It's a 60-ish for the My Neighbor Totoro, and then like the high 90s for Princess Mononoke. I don't know what a perfect 100 is for me. I want to say like 100 has to be something that I just like no questions about it. But then again, like if you were to watch a movie and you had no questions, did you really pay attention?
Yeah.
I feel like Shrek would be 100 for you.
We'll get to that.
I don't know.
It is a future episode.
But as far as like Princess Mononoke, I guess before even going on to this podcast, I had like that lingering like, why did I like this movie so much? Or like, I still think about it too, even though I just watched it. And then when you guys, when we just started talking about it, it kind of like, I still feel like I'm left to choose who were the bad guys and who were the good guys. They leave you with that unanswered question, and then you have to answer it yourself. And I think that's also why it's still sticking with me, because like what I think Cornell said earlier, is just like with the movies we watch now, you're given who the bad guys are, you're given who the good guys are, and I'm just so used to that. And then having to watch this film, I'm just like, wow, I feel like I wasn't given the answers, so I feel like I need to search for these answers, and I like need to rewatch it again. But we've talked about it, like everything is amazing. Story I think is great, character, sound design was also there. I want to say I have to rewatch Howl's Moving Castle, because that was one of my favorite movies, Ghibli films, but it's probably either like the same, like equal to each other, or I think Princess Mononoke might be just a little bit above it. That's my rating for Princess Mononoke.
For sure. Am I really the only one who would actually still rewatch Totoro?
Probably.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Your own
Probably. I mean, I've seen Mononoke. What?
As if I watched Totoro, like we all wanted like
Like a drunk game, like movie night.
My
Is that
God.
what we said?
Imagine doing a drinking game with Totoro where every time they scream, you drink.
Oh my God.
Towards the dust bunny, so it's just like, well, here we go again.
But yeah, I don't know. My Neighbor Totoro is just like, I feel like it's one of those movies like, yeah, if you were actually a kid and you're watching this through a kid's perspective, like you would enjoy everything that was in there. Like it's intended, I want to say it is intended for like little kids and then younger audience. While there are like overall, like there's themes that you can get out of it as an adult, it's not as effective as if you were younger, or as, like any other movies that portray the same theme. I feel like they're just way better.
Okay.
And something like Mononoke almost invites itself to rewatching. It's like you.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I don't have like there is like a conclusion, but like the answers like you want to go like it invites itself to be rewatched, and like I've watched it like 5 times now.
This is my first time watching it.
It's like I love that movie. I think it would be like, I think it's like top 10 for me. I feel like I say that about a lot of movies.
You're good, bro.
It's like, because like we did the top 3, but it's like, okay, top 10 then. It's like, but anyways, like, I really love that. I really love this movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, like a lot of good movies, I feel like, are the ones that invite you to rewatch it.
Yeah,
like there's an aspect of this that make you like. I'm like, no, looking back now, the 2 movies for the show that I gave 100 to are the movies that invite you to rewatch it again.
Yeah,
Fucking Paprika, like if you don't pay attention, you will get nothing. And for this one, where it's like, all right, who do you think the good guy is? Who do you think the bad guy is? You know, yeah. So, all right,
Yeah.
That's
real good.
lads, I believe that is an episode. I looked at the time code and I was surprised because we're almost at 2 hours. So
We did have 2
Yeah,
minutes.
because we did argue about water like a bajillion times.
not bajillion times, only a cajillion times. Wait, no, that's more. Only a million times. Come
Jillian
on
doesn't-
now.
We talked a little bit about the.
We can't hear you.
We talked a little bit about the gateway stuff too.
Oh yeah, gateway stuff.
Okay, wait, anyway.
Um,
This is what I was looking for. Look. I bought this from this like company I found on Instagram. It's like they make face masks. They're called Omashu. But like, look.
Hey.
oh, that's so cool.
Son.
Oh my god.
You didn't notice that's what like I'm wearing. It's like a casual San cosplay, but whatever.
Thanks for letting us know at the end of the episode. God.
For all those who notice, down below you can write down.
Comment below, like, subscribe.
I like stuff like that. It's like where you wouldn't notice.
Yeah. That's
But
good.
if you knew, you knew.
Okay.
I didn't notice that it was like white and fluffy, but my brain didn't process. Oh, he's doing the Mononoke thing.
Yeah. Like especially if you had the mask.
Yeah, that would not help.
Wait, does that mean if we ever do Darling in the Franxx, you're gonna pull out the horns?
We're not gonna watch Darling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not? Why can't we do Darling? I want to talk about Darling in the Franxx.
It's not a good. We can
Maybe-
trash on it.
Yeah, we can talk about it in the first segment, maybe. But like,
Darling in the Franxx. It's a good show. Wait, I was gonna look at my other camera. It's a good show.
First
Watch
16
it.
episodes were good-ish.
did I just stop at 16?
do you not want a waifu that calls you darling all the time?
She's fine.
How dare you call her just fine?
There are plenty of better waifus and husbands.
Like
Should
who?
have a waifu.
Like who?
Junko
Have a wife
Junko? Wait.
from Danganronpa.
Oh.
Danganronpa.
Okay, wait, I haven't played that one. Wait, okay, before we end the episode, I'm curious. Who is you guys' waifu? Since this is like anime related episode.
Husbando.
Yeah, oh sorry. Waifu and husbando. At the moment.
Well, I'll go first since I guess I'm super anime, right?
Yes, yes, you are super anime.
My original girl who stayed in my number one for like many, many years is Juvia from Fairy Tail. But I've been thinking lately, maybe someone else, and it's this girl from Fate Extra / Fate Grand Order. It's girl Kiara. She's a nun who's like super crazy.
Is it because you like looting the nuns?
That's not the reason.
You're the one who liked that girl from Fire Force, aren't you?
The blonde one.
No, not the cat, the Neko one, the cat girl.
I like Maki more. Not
Oh, okay,
yeah,
fair
people
play.
tell me that I would like Maki.
she's a buff, like especially
She's so hot. Oh my god.
Like Jay sent me a bunch of like Maki stuff. It's like,
Bro, she's great. I
She's
love
so hot.
her.
Wait, who?
Maki from Fire Force?
Oh.
The witch, the second generation pyro. Oh god, I'm such a nerd knowing all this terms.
Have you caught up to the
Manga, no.
okay.
No.
show? Have you caught up?
Show, yes, I'm caught up. Yeah.
I haven't seen the second season.
I
bro.
am Maki.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh? I just realized that. Nice.
I don't have long hair though.
Lena, what about you? And
No fire.
Leno,
True.
I
What-
don't feel like I don't have super strong like, or I mean, it's not right now, but like, I do have like girls that I've like liked, like waifus. Like I like.
I
Asuka.
wonder what girl from
Asuka.
Evangelion you like. Is it the tsundere one? Yeah, we all know you have the type. We all know you're the one who likes tsunderes.
Yeah.
Reply.
I need to think of some husbandos that I like. There are guys I
Like
like.
Leo from Promare.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's good.
Wait, does no one here like Gojo from Jujutsu
Yeah, I
Kaisen?
like the
Gojo's fucking hot.
Dude, he's so hot.
Oh, that's definitely
like,
yes.
I like the tweet. Like
So
maybe I'd have more
hot.
expandos if I watched like fucking I don't know. Like,
Watch Jujutsu Kaisen, bro. Gojo's like
He's amazing.
they put all the animation in him.
Although if I ever met someone who says Toto is my husbando, I'd kind of question them a bit. It's like,
I would respect them, honestly. Taking charge.
no, what? I'd
Toto.
label that person questionable when it comes to their taste in husbandos.
Toto's great, bro. Oh, by the way, a little off topic. You know, Jared binged all the Jujutsu Kaisen manga.
yeah.
In one sitting?
Yeah, he's all like, "Oh yeah, I'm caught up with the manga already." I'm like, "Bro, weren't you behind us?" Like,
Wait, how many chapters is it?
140.
Oh, that's not. That's easy in one sitting.
Yeah, but like for non-manga readers, also other shows that he should be watching.
How do you know he's not How do you know he?
Jared.
How do you know he doesn't binge manga? You'll never know.
He knows.
Also, this is a different Jared than has been on the podcast. Just for
Oh yeah, this is a different Jared. Right. Fuck man, who would be my waifu? I don't know. I've gravitated more of like the buff girls, and well, I mean, before it would be kudere's.
Korra.
Oh, gross. No, I don't.
Who was talking about it that didn't like Legend of Korra? We were talking.
I did.
Mia, and
I
Cornell.
did.
Oh, Mia. It was Mia that.
Yeah, it was you and me that were like, "Why?"
I already
It was
knew
good.
you didn't like couldn't sit through Cornell, but like I didn't know.
My waifu is Yoko from Gurren Lagann.
I mean, that's an obvious choice.
Show your desktop.
It's always on my desktop.
That's
Show
an.
No.
I mean, for me, my fateful waifu is Komi-san from Komi Can't Communicate, but she's not that.
Dude, did you read the newest chapter though?
Yes, I did.
Bro, that's
Chris,
so good.
the answer to that question will always be yes. I'm always caught up to that manga. Dude, she's my fucking wallpaper. I fucking love her.
Komi's great. Komi, she's very cool.
But
I know what my all-time waifu is, Monica.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Monica.
Yes, absolutely.
Dude, every time you pull up Google and you're screen sharing, I like Monica's playing the piano, and I'm just like,
oh,
Yeah, that's
it, bro.
theme. She's my Google Chrome theme.
And that's fair. Like, she's great.
But like
I
it's
understand.
subtle too. Like it's not her face or anything. So like
Yeah.
if you know, you. That's what I was saying. It's like if you know, you know.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
weird.
Yeah, that's a good waifu.
Okay. What? Okay. Can I ask the room real?
Are waifus always horny?
Waifus? No.
Yeah.
No, I
Wait,
wouldn't say.
who's?
So do you have a waifu that you're not like specifically like only?
Oh,
horny?
that you're not like, oh, like, I like outside of attracted to, or like.
Yeah.
Wait, are these waifus you want to fuck? Is that what the
Oh, what I'm
question?
saying is, do you have a waifu that like you just like as a character in the piece that they're in?
Yeah, Komi-san. Komi.
I mean, like, yeah, of the characters I listed before, like, I like them outside
Yeah.
of them being sexy. like. But-
Komi's not even sexy.
I think there was one time
It's
I was
attractive.
screen sharing to you guys, and then it flashed my desktop background, and you saw what it was, and it was like a bubblegum and Marceline. And,
Oh.
like it
Mm.
wasn't like a sexual thing in my head when I did it, when I made it my desktop. I
Yeah.
just loved that dynamic and that shift, and I
Yeah.
love Marceline generally.
Wait, do people
that's not
have do people have wholesome waifus and they have ecchi waifus?
Yeah, I would say
I don't
something.
have any ecchi waifus.
I feel like bubbling isn't sexualized anyway, so it's like kind of hard to be like a horny wife. Like,
Wait.
horny wife.
The internet's a broad place, man.
No, I'm not saying that people don't. I'm saying that the media that they're in
Yeah, it doesn't portray them as such.
doesn't do that.
Wait, question to people who can answer. Peak from AOT. How would you describe that character?
Wait, I haven't even.
Yeah, you haven't caught up, Alina.
I don't know who that is either.
I was about to say it's like I don't even like any of the girls in AOT. It's like
What type of like character? Because okay, I realized, right? I like tomboyish emo girls in my anime, and that's usually who my waifu is. Like,
She's tired. That's what she is.
oh yeah,
She's-
whatever. It's like tired looking kuderes. This is my thing. Like fucking Nero from Black Clover. I think she's fucking hot. The
Yeah, that's
the bird.
similar. That's a similar type, yeah.
Yeah. What's that type called? Is there a name for that type? Do I just like goth chicks?
Not to the top of my head, but maybe it's a dairy type or something.
Big titty gothy mommies.
No, not the big titty part. I just like goth chicks.
Hey, that's fair.
And it translates so much to my like waifu choices, because looking back, I was just like, wow, you guys are all like either tomboyish or gothic so much. So
Cora!
Shut up, dude. She's so annoying.
Oh, yeah, for goth phases, bro.
It wasn't a phase, okay? It wasn't a phase. All right. I believe, lads, let's end the episode here. So we did digress a little bit too much. So thank you for watching.
Digressing.
It's almost like this is a podcast.
Water bottles.
All right, well, thank you for watching this episode of the Something Dumb podcast, the Ghibli special. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and whatever YouTubers say to, you know,
down below.
Yeah, whatever the fuck, I don't know.
You know the thing.
Yeah,
You know the deal.
do the things that YouTubers tell you to do, but for this channel. So we'll catch you next week. What?
It's like we're not going to do the work of telling you to do it, but
you know.
still do it.
Look, it's enough. They don't need another.
We want the results of doing the work, but we don't want to do the work.
Pretty much, because it's probably ingrained already. Because every fucking YouTuber does it. So I'm just like, fuck it. The thing that YouTubers said at the end of their videos, do it for this channel. Okay. We would greatly appreciate it. So you know. Thanks for watching this episode, and tune in next week for we're gonna do Raya, right?
We are gonna be
Raya the Last Dragon, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that one. So tune in next week. Say bye, everyone.
See ya.